this off?
Yeah, congratulations to Alabama. It's a great program, great team, played really hard. Coming off a tough loss, they responded really well on the road. Yeah, I'm proud of our guys. We fought, didn't execute as well as we would like to, and losing is the worst.
Mark, how close was Lamont to not playing? I saw the trainer put that sling on his shoulder after the timeout.
We didn't know. He hasn't done any contact. At breakfast this morning, I saw him lift his arm a little bit. I was like, I don't know, maybe he can go. But I thought he gave a really heroic effort and played well. And we need to get him healthy as quick as we can.
Mark, you guys tie the game at 81 with about 5 minutes to play over here, and then they go on a 9-0 run. What did you see from your team during that stretch?
Yeah, it's I felt like we were, I felt like we were battling a lot of fatigue out there. I felt like we were battling some frustration. I felt like we were kind of patchworking lineups a little bit, and we were really struggling to guard legal. It was just kind of all those things come together. It was a game of runs. There were so many big runs and mini runs, and I think our guys were trying to stick. It felt like we were really trying to hang in this game.
Mark, you guys got a lot of threes up late toward the end of the game, but it seemed like maybe the volume wasn't quite there where you wanted it to throughout most of the game. What did they do to kind of limit those looks?
Well, they're pretty good. They're pretty disciplined. They're exactly the opposite of the last two teams we played. Is they'll fan out to the three and really try and make it a 2-on-2 ball screen game and a 1-on-1 game at the rim. And we were not as good as we wanted to be about punishing with cutters off of 2 feet after the 2 feet. And we ended up standing. A little bit of that was, like I said, a little bit of that was patchwork lineups, a little bit of that was fatigue, a little bit of that was such a different style of play than we faced the last couple of games, and a little bit is a place we need to get way better and understand more. And you're just right for opportunities. We call them Bellarmine cuts, burn cuts, back cuts, Bellarmine cuts, and we were a little static. We were kind of a one-side, one-cut team today. When Alabama's going to force you to be cuts early in the possession, and then really where you punish them is late cuts, and we just didn't feel it and see it. Couldn't quite manufacture and get to it.
Question.
Coach, they've added this bye week per se into the SEC schedule. It's tough and as physical as this is, and you guys kind of being beat up. How important is this getting this midweek bye for you guys?
We got to take advantage of it. Everybody's got one, and ours is probably coming at the best time for us in terms of trying to find a pathway to a little better health for our guys. I didn't think that was the determining factor of the game tonight, but to be fresh and for our guys to get fresh and to get healthy is going to be probably key number one, and we'd also like to make some big strides improving.
Go ahead, Michael.
Mark, Mike here. We've talked a lot about you guys playing well in these top 15 games, right? You guys have been ready for the big games. It seemed like you guys were ready for the game tonight. It's just a couple shots involved, not enough. Are you still comfortable with the way you guys played tonight and moving forward in these big games?
We can be so much better. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, listen, Alabama's a terrific team. I mean, they're a great team. So it's not taking anything away from Alabama when I say that. But we left so much on the table. There's so much room for us to grow. There's so many spaces where we can get better, and in particular playing this style of game. And that's going to be the nature of the season. Because we played. Our first 5 games in the league are against all teams that are in the top 25 right now. It's the nature of this league right now, and the most important thing for us is we can't waste any energy or any time on non-constructive things. It's a race to see how fast we can get better, and that's not easy. I'll be a much better post-game guy 4 hours from now, but that's kind of the speed we have to go with this.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Mark, I guess kind of a two-part question on the same topic. One, how do you kind of grade how you guys did defensively tonight? And two, kind of where do you kind of view it through these first 5 SEC games?
Well, we had some issues. The first 5 minutes transition was an issue. The rest of the game, the offensive glass was an issue. We gave up 15 offensive rebounds. That's really, really tough. We let them shoot 39% from the three-point line. That's really tough. And we sent them to the free throw line 40 times. When you do those things, it makes it a really tough package to get a win, right? That's like the trifecta right now. So, the answers are those 3 things. We have to continue our work on the glass. It was interesting because it was the glass hurt us 2 different ways. One, it hurt us getting bullied at the rim, and 2, it hurt us on long shot, long rebound scrambles, where I felt like we were a little bit, and I'm probably cherry picking, fully biased recall right now, but man, it felt like we were a little bit late to bowls. I don't think we won the 50-50 bowl game. I don't have a stat on that yet. We'll stat that out, but and then and that's a really important part of who we are. So those 3 things lead to you giving up 102 points at home, right? And those are areas where if we're going to play well, if we're going to win in really, really high level games, we have to be better in those areas. We can't bail teams out with fouls. We got to handle teams in transition. We got to keep them off the glass. So we clearly have to go to the 3-point line a little bit better. Those are things we've done. They're things we're making progress at. Today was a significant, misstep for us for sure.
Go ahead, Ken.
Mark Grant Nelson had a really strong offensive game for Alabama today, 25 points, 19 in the first half, and he kind of lived at the foul line for a lot of the game as well. Just what were some of the unique aspects of trying to defend him, and what were some of the challenges that he obviously posed to you guys tonight?
Well, he came down and knocked down 2 threes to start the game. It has not been his game this year, so it was credit to him. And then it was just all head down to the rim. It was a complicated matchup for us at times tonight, and we had some moments that were much more productive. But for us to send him to the free throw line 10 times is really tough. That's not the space that he traditionally lives in. And credit to him, he was really, really stubborn about getting to the rim, and we weren't. We had a tough time catching the move legally, and we had a tough time bringing gap help, and those are both things that we needed to do that were really important to us having a chance to win tonight.
Mark, how did you think from Alabama's perspective they kind of saw the game offensively, maybe attacking the guys they wanted to attack? They were on offense.
Well, they were pretty diligent. They went at the guys that you would expect, and then they adjusted as the game went on. I thought they were pretty smart about how they went about it.
Mark, in the second half, you mentioned the lack of cutting and maybe some frustration growing. Did you see some one-on-one play there kind of start creeping back into your guys just a little bit, or is that just what the game dictated?
No, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that at all. I mean, we're at 20-8. Like that's us. I'd like to be a 30-8, but as a team, we're over a 2-1. That's how we function. And you look at our numbers. Lamont Butler's at 8-1. Brandon Garrison's a 5-0. Otega's a 3-0. Made some brilliant plays off 2 feet. I actually felt like it was I felt like it was earning the assist by the other guys that was more of a problem. I didn't think it was selfish play at all. I felt like it was exactly the opposite. I felt like we needed to be a little hungrier. What happens is the way Alabama guards is they're gonna switch, or they're gonna you get a ball screen, you get it down and relax, and they'll go switch, or they'll switch the ball screen, or they'll just down and weaken it and kind of sprint to recover and feed back. And so what you do is you get all the way to the rim 2 feet. A lot of times with a mismatch. A lot of times it's a point guard against a 5 at the rim offensively and defensively. And they're really diligent about, you could play the roll game, which we could have played better. We could have gotten more out of the roll game. It was hard to get our guys to roll. There's, in the game now, this is not a comment on the refereeing or anything else. It's just our game now. When you switch, you the guard switching on the big puts two arms around the big and holds it. That's universal in the game right now. It's just the way the whistle is. It's no commentary on it. And so you have to roll hard to punish that, to earn yourself a foul. So that's step one. We did it a little bit later, a little bit better late than we did early. And then two is you get down there to 2 feet, and now, like, as guys are fanning out, it's such a beautiful opportunity to cut, to blind cut it, back cut it, Bellarmine cuts it, cut over the top when people get to 2 feet. And it was at that point where our guys got stagnant. So it wasn't a matter of guys being selfish or going one-on-one. It was the guys actually not earning plays for themselves enough. And that's how you attack a defense like they showed, and we just didn't do it well enough consistently enough. I mean, we still, listen, our guys fought and they battled. We just didn't play that well. We still scored 97 points. We didn't play great, right? So, and when I say there's stuff left on the table, there's that whole section of the game that's left on the table that it hurts us so badly right now that we got to live with this. But the one thing our guys are good at is they're good at getting better, and we will punish teams in the future that guard us like this, even more than we did tonight. We just are not that far along. I mean, it's every game gives you a new challenge, and we just couldn't execute that space in the game. I got beautiful guys, man. My guys are fighting for each other. And I know you're not trying to push that narrative, but there's zero part of my guys that are in this for themselves at all. That doesn't exist at all. These guys are fighting for each other. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here.